Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhe Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Namostu te Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pulla Ravindaya Tapatra Netra Enatvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipah Prapanna Parijataya Potra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mritaduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Mritam Mahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Tata Jayadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Mahadi Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananavi Kaivartaka Pe Keshavaha Parasharya Vachasaroja Mamalam Gitartha Gandhotkatam Anakyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpatairaharaha Vipiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam na vidusura suragana devaya tasmai namaha. Om. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Saptamodhyayah. We will do a summary of chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. I've shared with you that the Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters, which are divided into 3 sections of 6 chapters each. The first 6 chapters are called Pratama Shatkam. The second 6 chapters are called Madhyama Shatkam. The third 6 are called Charama Shatkam. What is the content of this section? The first 6 chapters cover Jiva Swarupa. Jiva Swarupa means the nature of you and me. What is your Swarupa? What are you? Who are you? Is answered in the first 6 chapters. In the second 6 chapters, 7 to 12. In fact, the first 6 chapters, they will say fundamental problem is addressed, Jiva Swarupa, and the preparatory sadhana for Jivas, for that knowledge is covered in the first 6 chapters. In the next 6 chapters, starting from 7 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 chapters, that is up to 12. We have 3 important subjects. They are Ishvara Swarupa, who or where, what is God is addressed. Then they address Ishvara Upasana. How do you relate to that God? And the third, Ishvara Anugraha. How do you tap the resources of the Ishvara to work for you? Please understand, we are human beings. And if something doesn't work for me, let's not waste time. Very clearly. Okay. So how do you invoke Ishvara? Ishvara's grace, it's called Ishvara Anugraha, to work in your favor. These are the 3 major subjects of this Shatkam called Madhyama Shatkam. Okay. Then it is very significant. Chapter 7 is very, very significant because it addresses 3 important topics. One is Ishvara Swarupa, like we saw. What is or who is Ishvara? What is Ishvara? Where is he? Then Jnana Swarupa. That Ishvara, how do I relate to him? The knowledge about that Ishvara is called Jnana Swarupa. And Bhakti Swarupa. I know about that Ishvara. How do I relate to that Ishvara? Bhakti, devotion. These three areas are covered in these sections. Okay. So, verses number 1 to 3. They say two very important things. Jnanam and Vijnanam. Jnanam is general knowledge. Vijnanam is specific knowledge. One way to look at it. And he says, this chapter is going to explain to you both Jnana and Vijnana of Ishvara. You will know general information, general knowledge, and specific knowledge about Ishvara. Vijnana means Vishesha Jnanam. And together it is called Samagram Jnanam. Samagramya, complete knowledge. If you have Ishvara Swarupa form in front of you, let's say I'm doing puja to Krishna. What is that Krishna for me? He resides somewhere, Goloka Vrindavana. So I'll have to say, oh Krishna, come to me. Krishna has come. I do puja to him. Krishna has to go back because there are so many people waiting for him. So he has to go back to Goloka Vrindavana, or he has to go to other bhaktas' houses. So this Krishna is a Agama Apai Krishna, Aane wala, Jane wala Krishna. Strictly speaking, this Agama Apai Krishna doesn't ever give you complete satisfaction, like anything coming and going. Anything coming and going will not give you satisfaction. Therefore, Aane wala Krishna, Jane wala Krishna will never give you complete satisfaction. Therefore, you have to understand Krishna in his samagram form. What comes, what goes. Okay. This knowledge is rare. Okay. Only a few of those succeed to get it. Some people, very few. Manushyanam sahasreshu kinchit yatati siddhaye. Out of sahasreshu, thousands and thousands of people, few get to hear something about it. You get to hear. And among those people, few get to know me properly. Get to know me well. Yeah, what is this inquiry? And this inquiry lasts till you go into, let's say, Janmashtami is coming in a few days' time. So during Janmashtami, you hear a lot of bhajans and things like that, and you get nice prasad and things like that. You say, oh my God, wonderful. So at the end of those days, it's all gone. Sustained interest and knowing what Krishna and Krishna's anugraha is available among the siddhas. One or two, very few get me. This such persons alone get me, and such person get me with two very important: Yoga Yunjan and Madashraya. These two words are very, very important disciplines for a seeker. Yoga Yunjan. You want to know about Ishvara? Please understand, Google is not the place. Hey, Google fellows, don't take it. Google is not the place to know Gita. Casual walk, get-togethers is not the place. Once in a while we do one bhajan sandhya, that also is not enough. Yoga Yunjan. You must be consistent, regular. For a length of time, you must commit yourself to knowing this under a competent acharya. Such a person is called yoga yunjita. Fellow who knows. Hey, you want to do some course you want to do. Okay, you want to do some course. There is a period, no? 4 years, 3 years, 7 years. So there are courses, there is time. So consistent, regular, systematic study. Not one day chapter 17. Suddenly not casual quotes. In what is that? Book. Suddenly one fellow puts some quote of Gita. Nothing else to do, he'll put some slide. That is not the way to learn. You have to be yoga yunjan, effort, and mad ashraya. Mad ashraya, you must do it with a certain devotion, shraddha. When I study about Krishna, when I try to know Krishna, I will get results. I will come to know. Madhashraya. You don't casually walk into Dekha Kya. We don't go that way. No? You're committed to learning. So this committed learning, Yoga Yunjan and Madhashraya, these make you fit for Patrata for learning this. This is the first 3 verses. Then we go to verse number 4 to 12. 4 to 12 covers Ishvara Swarupa. Hey, who is this Ishvara? Krishna. Is it just this one? Is blue in color? Some people say, how can a fellow be blue in color? Except perhaps during Holi or Janmashtami, somebody is made up. How can that be? And you've never addressed some questions. You've never addressed. Is he blue color? Does he have that peacock feather there? Does he play the flute all the time, standing like this? I don't know if you can play the flute standing in that pose. Tribanga. I don't know if you can do that. So Ishvara Swarupa. You have to understand nature of Ishvara. The teaching goes ahead and says, the Ishvara that you and I see, okay, the nature of Ishvara is a mixture of Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. Para Prakriti is the intelligent cause. Apara Prakriti is the material cause. It is the non-separate material and intelligent cause of this Srishti. Everything that you see around you, including this BMS, body, mind, sense complex, is a mixture of intelligent cause and material cause. Para Prakriti is the intelligent, Apara Prakriti is the material cause, otherwise known as Bhagavan and Maya. What are the common features? Both are beginningless. You can't say, when did it all start? No answer. Where did Maya start? No answer. Okay. Both are beginningless. Okay. Together, they become Karana Ishvara. They become Jagat Karanam. Ishvara and Maya together become the Srishti Karanam. Manifestation of what you see is coming together. Okay? Then they are also what is called Srishti, Sthiti, Laya Karta. Para, Apara, Mishrita. They are together, and the Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Laya, dissolution. They are the cause of these 3 things. And this is called. What are the uncommon features? Para Prakriti is referred to as Brahman. Apara Prakriti is referred to as Maya. Brahman is Chetana Tattvam, pure awareness. Maya is Achetana tattvam, material cause. It does not have an independent existence of its own. Paraprakriti, on the other hand, is independently existent, self-evident. Maya depends upon Chaitanya Tattvam for its existence. So this is the nature. Then the Srishti, Brahman doesn't have guna, nirgunam. Okay, whereas Maya is saguna. What are the gunas? Saguna, sattva, rajas, tamas. These are the three gunas in Maya. Okay, and the three gunas pervade the Srishti. All the three gunas will be available in the Srishti, including in this BMS. What is in every part, in the physical body, in the Sukshma Sharira, in the Karna Sharira, all three will be there. What is Sattva Guna? A certain focus towards clarity, study of scriptures, working towards values, a certain finely honed sense of what is correct and what is not correct. Sattva Guna. Rajo Guna, a certain aggressive nature. Come what? Who cares for ethics? Who cares for ethics? I want this. This is how it is. I want. Who cares? So this is not done in the society. Everybody is doing it. That's standard logic also. So everybody is. In this community, it's very common. They're very common in the West. Something like that. Okay. So Rajo Guna. The third guna is Tamo Guna. A certain what do you call it? Inertia, a certain resistance to doing things, a certain dullness. All of us are a combination of all three. No exception. That is, it says that Karana Guna Karye Anuvartante. Whatever is there, Guna in the Karana will come into the Karyam. Fact. So, some habits from our forefathers will come down to us. Okay? Karana, someday, my father, mother were the cause. Some aspects of my father, some aspects of my mother, some behavior tendency of this person will be visible. Very often they'll say, this fellow is otherwise okay. He gets short-tempered like his grandfather used to. Very often. Hey, in this, you are very much like your father. So it's something like that. Sometimes they say, neither the father was like that, nor the mother was like that. Where did it come from? Who knows? Maybe from some forefather. Somebody must have. So, Karana Guna Karye Anuvartate. All products, including our BMS, have a combination of Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. What is the Para Prakriti in you? The awareness, the aliveness principle. When you wake up in the morning, who tells you I am awake? Who tells this I am? That you are. Do you need some means of knowledge? One second, let me do it. This exists. How do you know? I see, touch. Do you exist? How do you know? I am self-evident Atma. That is the Para Prakriti in you. And I am aware. In that awareness, everything else is known. That is Apara Prakriti Maya, material cause. It is there in everything. Check up first thing in the morning tomorrow or when your sleep breaks. Am I awake? No. Am I aware? No. Do I exist? No, I don't exist. You will be repeating them 100 million times and existing right there, sitting tight. So that I exist, that's called self-evident Swayam Prakasha Atma. There was a fellow working with me in my Delhi office. He used to call himself Swayam Prakash. The name was Swayam Prakash, but he didn't know the meaning of Swayam. And he was somebody who didn't believe in any of this. Swayam Prakash. Atma Prakash. People like that. Atma Ananda. I remember when I was a teenager in Calcutta, there was a fellow who was running some company somewhere. There was a strike in his factory. And when I hear those slogans, I heard it when I was possibly 13, 14 years. It makes me giggle. People used to say his name was Atma Ram Arya. So they used to chant this. Gali gali mein shor hai, Atma Ram chor hai. I still remember. Okay. So meaning, without knowing the meaning, people give names and things like that. So So I am the awareness principle in you is self-evident Atma. You are that Atma. And everything else is known to you Anatma. Okay? The universe is Apara Prakriti. The experiencer, the way my teacher used to say, the experiencer is Atma. The experienced is Anatma. So this is revealed. I am Para Prakriti. I, the one who experiences, is Para Prakriti. And what is experienced is Apara Prakriti, Anatma. Then somewhere it will come and say that Para Prakriti is equal to Ishvara. That Para Prakriti, Ishvara, Brahman is equal to you. Tat Tvam Asi. Drive it home. And that has to move from here down to your heart. And to understand this, we need an Ishvara to start the inquiry. Okay? I am Para, what I experience is Apara. I, Ishvara, the Para Prakriti, sustain the whole thing. This will be up to 12. This is a small chapter, there are only 30 verses here. Then what does 13, verse number 13, talk about? The verse number 13 particularly talks about the human problem. Let me open the verse for you. Mohitam, I'm reading the second line. Mohitam na abhijananti mamebhya param avyayam. So he says, the fundamental human problem is, it is unique to human beings. I am Para Prakriti Atma. Okay. But what has happened? I identify myself with Apara Prakriti, body, mind, sense, complex. I am Para Prakriti. I have identified myself with Apara Prakriti Anatma body. When I have identified myself with the Anatma body, all the problems of the Anatma I have taken over. Imagine you're acting on stage. Okay. And you have taken on the problems of the role. What happens? You permanently go into some problem. That's exactly what has happened. The Para Prakriti Atma has identified itself with the apara prakriti anatma and has taken over the problems of the anatma and struggles. Struggles to be what? Struggles to be free from that, free from the problem. Struggles to be free from the problem. Simple example. You are walking down the road in the dusk, the village areas. And on the road, you see something in this shape. Snake! There is no snake. There is only some piece of something lying in that shape. Oh, snake! You have identified a not snake, a snake in a not snake, and all the problems you have taken. Is it poisonous? Will it bite? And what is the solution? Not throwing the snake away. The solution is knowing that was never a snake in the first place. So you have identified yourself with the anatma, taken on the problems of the anatma. And what are the problems of the anatma? I am mortal. I am this much, no more. I am not smart enough. I am dumb. A lot of people say, I'm dumb. Who's dumb? Atma. No way. So I've taken myself, the body as myself, the body and some features. And on some occasions I can be that. Conclusion. I am so much, I'm old, I'm middle-aged, I'm this gender, I'm that gender, I'm some transgender, whatever. All these problems of the body, Atma has taken up and wants to struggle to get out of that. And that struggle is called samsara. Let's bring samsara very close to us. The general samsara. I understand something. Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita talks individually to you, not to our business is not congregation. Sab aa jao, no. It talks one to one. It is your samsara. What is your samsara? I am so many years old. My body is no longer as fit as it used to be. I've put on weight, and somebody will also post your picture when you were young. And then used to say, no, how young you look. You know what's the meaning? They're implying how old you have become. How attractive you look, simply implying you are no longer that attractive. And then it comes another. There is a physical problem. Then comes the psychological. I wish I had the right opposite. My father never encouraged. I got married into a family who never encouraged, even my dressing a little modern. And by the time I decided to dress modern, I had become old. And people used to say, why is this old person dressing modern? I wanted to do so many things, I never got. The real me never came out. Hey, what is this? All psychological. Because you have identified with apara prakriti. What is not you? Body will have limitations. Emotions will have limitations. Psychologically, you will have problems. Intellectually, you will have inadequacy. Or financially, permanently inadequate. There is not one fellow in the world who says, I have enough. You have enough, but Nobody is enough. Somebody will be there. Some people have problems with hair. Some people don't have hair. Some people have hair in the wrong place. I once saw a Bengali movie. A lovely movie it was. When I think of the movie, I can't help laughing. There's a fellow, a scientist who discovers a formula. And he says, if you drink it, hair will grow on the bald head. And he gives it to a lot of people. And then when he checks, no hair has grown here. Then he says, nothing has grown. He said, he's become like a gorilla, full of hair in the body. Another fellow has grown hair in the ear. This is the problem of the apara prakriti. Some people have ears so big. Some people have 0 ears. Bada nose, small nose. And even the problem is the shape of your nose is not acceptable to you. And that's $1 million business to restructure it. If it's big, I have to make it small. If it is smaller, the nose is not acceptable. The skin sagging is not acceptable. I have to do, what is that? Botox tightening. And one day, pluck, it will fall. So because of the non-acceptance of the self, all the problems have come. Why is the non-acceptance come? Because you have identified with the wrong thing. Okay. This ignorance leads to the problem called samsara. And this remains undiagnosed for a lot of people, not for everybody, for a lot of people. A few people will come to that. Okay, I'll come to that. It remains undiagnosed. How do you know it's undiagnosed? There are people who come and they'll come and say, I want to talk to you. So, yeah, please come. Do you see horoscope? I say, no, I don't see horoscope. Then there are so many other things. Do you see this? Do you see that? Do you see that? Aura analysis, tarot card reading. I'm not against it, but there are so many. And what do they want to know? Essentially, why am I suffering? Inquire, no? Tatol ke dekho. What will happen? He'll say, something is missing in my life. In Tamil, they call it kurai. Kuch kami mehsoos ho rahi hai. I feel something is missing in my life. I got all the breaks, yet I miss something in my life. Okay. So this is an undiagnosed problem, and this is called self-ignorance. And the only way self-ignorance can be addressed is by self-knowledge. Ignorance ka solution kya hai? What is the solution of ignorance? Knowledge. You have put on weight, exercise. You want to put on weight, but you don't know something. What is the solution? No. So verse 14 to 19 talks about, if ajnanam is the cause, jnanam is the solution. Jnanam of para prakriti, jnanam of myself. There's another simple story I once read. There was a ring, small ring. It was in a jewelry box. The small ring fell. I'm so small, They purchased when my owner was about 6 months old. And it is, I'm so small. And hey, look at the other things in the jewelry box. There are bangles, there are bracelets, there are necklaces, there are earrings, and there is a crown. There is one that goes around the kamarban, way so big. All of them are so big, shining. I never got an opportunity to sign. What has happened? The gold, para prakriti, has identified with the ring, apara prakriti. What is the solution? They have to know that the ring is a form. In content, I am gold. Strictly speaking, gold bangle, which is valued, gold or bangle? Gold. But what we have done, made what is the essence into an adjective and the ornament into a noun. Golden bangle. Tomorrow when you go to buy, try say, give me bangly gold. Give me ringy gold. They may end up in the nearest hospital, but that should be, your understanding is very clear there, is it not? So in the same way, I am para prakriti. I have identified myself with para prakriti, and the only way out is knowledge. And knowledge is available with Mam Eva. I alone have the knowledge. Ishvara has the knowledge. It is available as Shastra. It's available as Pramana. It is revealed to you Guru Mukhena. Okay. How will you come to that knowledge? First, to come to that jnana, you have to reach the jnanam in the first place. How will you come to the jnanam? You will come to the jnanam by bhakti. Bhakti. Jnanam, then having come to Jnanam, Jnanam will give you moksha. What is this moksha? Freedom from the notion that I am limited. Body will remain body, no change will happen. I will free myself. You saw a snake there. Oh God, it is not a snake at all. Moksha. Last night I had a terrible dream. It was terrible. During the dream, I was terrified. I wake up on a dream. And then you spend the time trying to analyze it. See, once you know it is only a dream, you dismiss it. So when you know that you are not apara prakriti, you are actually para prakriti, the problems of apara prakriti become insignificant. They lose their capacity to sink their teeth into your head, run your life, ruin your life. Okay? And this is called moksha. Now, taking you further, Krishna says there are two groups of people. One group of people have no value whatsoever for Bhagavan, Shastra, or Acharya. They know that. They are called Nastikas. And they are referred to as Dushtas. People who don't value and will not let you value. What is this man, the young age, you're wasting time with all this? It happened in Chennai when I used to take class. There was a young guy who used to come, 20, 22 years, a fellow undergraduate, and he was possibly in the last year of college. He used to come to my class and attend very regularly. There was another person who used to attend the class. One day as they were going out, this lady tells the person, why are you wasting time with this fellow? He's already well settled in life. He has got sufficient, everything is sufficient. So he has nothing else to do. He calls all of you and tells you, don't do anything. What do you tell such people? Arey, unko to value hai nahi, but they will tell others, don't do others. Such a person is called a Nastika. Okay. There is another group called Astika. Astika or Punyavan. Sukritinaha. Punyavan will be born in families, will have elders in the family who will lead you to Bhagavan. If not anything, Ishwar pe bharosa rakho. Sab kuch wo karta hai. And no other issue is there. He has no jnana. But he knows that there is some power which runs. Such a person is called an Astika. The Punyaman will come to the Bhagavad. So if you have come to the Bhagavad Gita, if you have interest in even Googling the Gita, please understand you are an Astika. And if not now, hereafter, you will surely get moksha. You just have to continue the studies. Okay? Then he says, among the Astika, there are 4 types. Okay? 4 types. Artharthi, Arti, Jigyasu, Jnani. So, Artha Bhakta, Artharthi Bhakta are materially oriented Bhakta. They are Bhaktas. But what do they want Ishvara for? They will say, hey Krishna, hey Krishna, hey Krishna. My daughter is getting not married. My daughter is not getting married. My daughter is not. Sheki Bhakti. So one day what happens? They pray. Neighbor's daughter gets married. Other cousin's daughter gets married. She's the only daughter who doesn't get married. So you visit their house after 5 years of prayer. They say, I say, what happened to your puja? No belief, Mohanji. Krishna did not answer my prayer. So I've stopped praying. I wanted this. Krishna didn't answer the prayer. So I have lost faith in prayers. Problem with Artharthi. I have done only punyam. I have not done anything wrong. Why am I suffering? The Artharthi Bhakti, Artha Bhakti. They for them, Ishvara is one more component, one more instrument for bettering the Anatma life. Nothing wrong. It's valid, okay? It is valid. Nobody says it's wrong. It is valid. But the teacher only says, You have such powerful message telling that you are free from all this, and you are using such a powerful Bhagavan to get you one extra room built in your house. It's such powerful resource, and you're using powerful resource for Artharthi. And Krishna teacher wants you that this Artharthi Bhakti, Artha Bhakti will never free you from samsara. What is samsara? Struggle. You will be never free from struggle. If this goes, something else will come. So there's a person saying, I'm not getting married, I'm not getting married, I'm not getting married, I'm not getting, finally gets married. Then, I'm now not having children, I'm not having children, I'm not having. Finally, children come. They are not smart enough, they are not smart enough, this is called struggle. Then everything comes into place, one partner disappears. Falls sick. See, finally, after so many years, I settled down, that fellow is gone. That fellow or fellow is gone. Not struggle. Struggle in life. So, Artha Bhakta, Artharthi Bhakta only struggle. They use Bhagavan as an instrument for getting out of struggle. There is one more Bhakta, Jigyasu Bhakta. And the Jigyasu Bhakta asks a question. Is kya chakkar hai yaar? What's going on? This fellow has been praying to you for ages. Nothing has happened to him. And that fellow has not prayed. Something happened. You know what he wants, that fellow gets. I have been wanting something all my life. Other fellow gets it. Leaves me jealous. This fellow inquires, why is this happening? Such a person is a Jigyasu Bhakta. And this Jigyasu Bhakta will do Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana consistently, regularly, systematically, under a competent Acharya, so that these questions are answered. Clarity. Yeah. So he's called a Jigyasu Bhakta. The Jigyasu Bhakta grows into a Jnani Bhakta. He looks at Srishti in wonder. Oh my God, kya baat hai? He looks at struggle, wondering, my God, struggle. And where did it go after some time? When I was going through at one point of time, I was facing all these problems. Where are those problems now? Jigyasu, Jnani Bhakta. He says, Ishvara, Teri Leela. What a Leela, man. You gave me the knock and you made me sit up also. You gave me the punch and you helped me recover from the punch as well. In fact, actually, you didn't punch me, the body got hit and I thought I was getting hit. Jigyasu Bhakta. And Krishna says, Jigyasu Bhakta alone, okay, Jigyasu Bhakta alone can become Jnani Bhakta. Unless you start inquiry, you won't get that. If you are going to struggle in your life, Artha Bhakta, I want a house, I want this, I have lost everything, I have to, that's how your life. I've lost it. Fine, okay. This is one side. What can I do about spiritual growth in my life? What's the purpose of my life? What are my priorities? Have I ever thought about it? So, such a person alone grows up to be Jnani Bhakta. The Jnani Bhakta is an emotionally grown-up person. Remember, an emotionally grown-up person is a Mukta. And who is an emotionally grown-up person? One who is alive to the realities. Body means this is how it will be. Role playing means this is how it will be. Life in this particular place will be like this. Life in another place will be like this. Sitting in a cold place, he will not cry over it. He will say, he will possibly do some, but he will not be, what you call, whining. He will have some certain things, you know. Gaya to gaya, theek hai. So, such a person is called an emotionally grown-up person. An emotionally grown-up person is a mukta. Here and now, your emotional problems are insignificant. They are there. Somebody told me, don't be sad. You can't avoid being sad. It happens. Suppose they tell me, let not sadness affect you. He's a jnani. He's a jnani. Sadness will be there, but let it not pull you down. Anger will be there, but don't make anybody a victim. Jealousy, hota hai yaar. Hota hai. You know something? All of us have jealousy. But over a period of time, my jealousy for one person has never gone. You know who? Shri Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Any question, he has an answer. And Vedanta, oh God, wonderful. One day I was talking to Swamiji, and I told him this. He had a nice little chuckle. He used to laugh. People who knew Swami Dayananda Saraswati personally would say, he used to laugh with a chuckle. When I told him, Swamiji, I'm very jealous of your speaking ability. He said, you are very good in your subject matter. I heard you speak on economics and law, and oh my God, what scholarship. I picked up something from there. That's what Swamiji does. So I said, Swamiji, I'm jealous of the way you're able to crystal clear unfold. And I told him, Swamiji, I have something which you don't have. He said, I said, I have you, but you don't have you. Then he laughed and said, it's a good way of handling jealousy. Jealousy is valid, but if jealousy sucks you down, it's problem. An emotion coming is perfectly okay, but the emotion finishing you off is wrong. So you become an emotionally mature person. You are objective about some emotions. You know what is the source of that. You deal with it and take initiative to see that it doesn't come back. And such a person is a jnani, and his life is nandati, nandati, nandati eva. Life is one long celebration for this person. Okay. And such a person is dearest to me, says Krishna. Now tell me, a truly joyful person, why just Krishna? Is he not dear to you and me as well? And if you are such a person, are you not dear to so many people? Many people are attracted not by anything else, but by the sheer radiance of your happiness. When they see a happy person, automatically gravitate to the person. Okay, then comes 20 to 26. The teacher talks about types of bhakti, especially two types. Sakama bhakti. Sakama bhakti is you are Ishvara, you invoke Ishvara for specific artha kama dharma. Here or hereafter. Hey Krishna, take me to Goloka Vrindavana. So this is called Sakama Bhakti. The motive is not spiritual. The motive is material. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Please understand, it is valid. And such people invoke various devata. For if you want wealth, you have to invoke Mahalakshmi. If you want strength and good health, you have to invoke Durga Devi. You want to grow intellectually, pass exams and things like that, you have to invoke Saraswati. You have to be fearless, Rudra. So there are various deities you invoke. And material people will also be blessed with results. You will get results. Only thing is, your prayer should be proper. I ask for 2 heads. You say, how can this body support 2 heads? Okay, on top, side. So prayer should be proper. And it is subject to so many laws. One more thing, Sakama Bhakti will give you finite results. Finite results will also go away at some point of time. They will go away without notice. they will go away. They are so unpredictable and a potential threat to your emotional well-being. Understand this. That's what he says, Sakama Bhakti. What is Nishkama Bhakti? In Nishkama Bhakti, the student has only one prayer. Nothing else matters to him. In Nishkama Bhakti, his prayer is, Hey Ishvara, give me Jnana Vairagya Siddhi. May I be motivated to move towards Jnanam, which alone is good for me. Purushartha Nischaya, my priorities are clear. All other things become lower priority for me. May I have Jnana Vairagya Siddhi. Not Vairagya for Jnana, Vairagya for Anatma. Some people, yes, I have Jnana Vairagya. Not Vairagyam for Jnana. I don't want Vedanta. Let me have Vairagyam for the Anatma, and let me have a certain Tivra Icha for Jnanam. Jnanam, that I am free. So with this, chapter 7 concludes, verse number 27 to 30. This is highlighted. And what is the only way? No other way out of samsara. You have to know that you are not Anatma, you are Atma. And with this chapter comes to an end. And then we will move towards chapter 8 in our next session. So when we end the chapter, we have to read a small stuti. So I'll read that stuti for chapter 7. We acknowledge that we have come this far. And we have come this far because of Ishvara Anugraha. To be able to speak for 1 hour on this subject, I'm not prepared. If it is well understood, I will be able to speak. If I am not understood, I will not be able to speak. Ishvara Anugraha. Shastra Kripa. It has worked. Guru Kripa. I have been able to learn. Say, Guru has taught me well. So I have been able to learn well from the Guru. And if the Guru heard me, he will possibly say, good. Atma Kripa, your own commitment. These 4 things are essential for us in life. Okay, so we read the last verse. After the last verse, we have to end like this. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Saptamodhyayaha. We have concluded the study of Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, which is drawn from it is Gita. Okay, it is a Gita. It is Upanishad, drawn from the Upanishad. It contains a lot of Upanishad statement. It's Brahma Vidya. It teaches you Brahma Vidya. It's a Yoga Shastra. It also tells you how to prepare, understand, and put it into practice. Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra. It's revealed to you in the form of a dialogue between Krishna Arjuna Samvade. Saptamodhyaya. So we salute Krishna. We pray to Krishna that may I continue to have Ishvara Anugraha Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa, Atma Kripa to continue study of this. Next week, we will begin with an introduction of chapter. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Yayena Margena Mahim Mahisha Gobrahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Skhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasya Shalinim Desho Yam Shobharahitah Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai ho. Swami Dayananda Maharaj ki jai ho. सब संतों की जय हो. पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो. बजरंग बली की जय. People who have questions may mail me at rbi.mohan@gmail.com. I will personally reply to every question that you have to raise. And if there are some discussions you would like to have on specific questions, you could, in the mail itself, ask for an appointment. We could either schedule a call over Zoom or Gmeet in small groups or in big groups. And every Friday it's done, and the recording will be available immediately after YouTube. And tomorrow you can see it immediately. May Krishna be with you. May you have the commitment to continue study of Gita. Om Sadguru.
Jai Sri Krishna. Thank you very much, sir.
Om.
Thank you very much.
Om. Jai Shri. Jai Shri Krishna.